my country, in Islamic Republic of Iran, you won't be allowed to be a judge as a woman. You won't be allowed to be a president. You won't be allowed to sing solo. You won't be allowed to show your hair. This hair can scare the government of Iran.
So what is your campaign, Men in Hijab, all about?
In Islamic Republic of Iran, more than 38 years, they used men against women. They have been teaching ordinary people in Iran that hijab is a sign of honor for women. So I tried to get men involved because they have been involved for more than 38 years. Now they have to stand up and, experience it, how it feels when you wear compulsory hijab. And actually, it started from a picture that I photoshopped the foreign minister of Iran, Javad Zarif, because he was challenged by a foreign, female politician about hijab. And she asked our foreign minister that why you force all women when they want to visit Iran to wear compulsory hijab. And he said that women who visit Iran, they do not have any problem with hijab and they respect our culture. So I photoshopped him to, ask the simple question. When you see yourself in hijab, how you feel? You feel insulted? This is the way that we, the women of Iran, have been feeling for more than 38 years, from the age of 7 when we were forced to wear compulsory hijab. Then I got a lot of response from Iranian men, sending their pictures on hijab and saying that, from the beginning, it's a little bit funny. But when you think that you have to wear it every day and you're forced to wear it, it's insulting.
Did Zarif or the Iranian government itself answer to it?
There were some conservative media inside Iran. We have been facing some backlash from them, saying that these men are without honor. So as I said, for Islamic Republic of Iran, it's really important to use men to put pressure on women and to oppress women. So they attacked these men and saying that you're against the honor of your own family. But men trying to say to the rest of the world that compulsory hijab is not part of our culture. And honor means if your wives, your sisters, your mothers are forced to wear hijab, you shouldn't keep silent. And so the backlash is still going on. If you go to any conservative media, you will see that they publish these men's photos and they're attacking them. They try to discredit them and keep them silent.
How many pictures did you get so far?
Now I received more than 300 pictures, but from the beginning, in the first week, it was only 30 pictures. But I think because these men now, when they see the reaction, when they see that how they can be their own media, how they can break the censorship, how they can introduce the real Iran to the rest of the world, so they feel empowered. That's why they started to send more pictures. And the amazing part of this campaign is when they stand next to their wives, sisters, and mothers, covered themselves, but their wives and sisters or all the female in their family, they are uncovered. So it just, showing that we support freedom of choice in Iran. Iran is for all Iranians. You have to pay for freedom. Freedom is not free. So these men, they are mature enough. They know that can, put themselves in danger, but they want to be heard. And this is the only option for Iranian people inside Iran who do not have any voice in any official media in Iran.
In 2014, you started the campaign My Stealthy Freedom, which is showing Iranian women without a headscarf, without a hijab. And the campaign is very successful. On Facebook, you got more than 1 million followers right now. But in how far did the situation for Iranian women change?
Hijab is a sensitive issue in Iran. We need a cultural debate as well. So I'm not fighting against the restrictive laws. I'm also fighting against the social pressure as well. As I said, all the educational system, all the Islamic billboards in Iran, they're trying to make artificial barriers between men and women. So some of these men and women, when they express themselves about freedom of choice, it shows that how we have to fight with social pressure or the conservative mindset inside Iran as well. when you do not have any opportunity to create a debate in your own media, when you do not have any chance to see your true self in your books, newspapers, cinema, all the series in TV, then you always feel, that you're powerless. So for me, it is really important to give voice to those voiceless people inside Iran as well. So through this campaign, the main important thing is just empowering ordinary people. They're not only forcing women inside Iran to wear compulsory hijab, they're forcing all female politicians, all female tourists who go Iran and visit Iran to force hijab. So through this campaign, we want to get the attention of all women around the world and telling them that compulsion cannot be part of our culture, and join us and hear us and be with us. If you go Iran and visit my beautiful country, stand up and talk about a discriminatory law, and do not obey the law without challenging it.
But what is your main aim? Do you want to change Iranian laws or even a political ideology?
The main goal is just, changing the laws. But as I said, this is really important that we educate those people, especially those people who wear hijab. Some of them think that if we say no to compulsory hijab, we are against them. No, we want to invite those women who wear hijab to join the campaign as well, because I strongly believe that forcing a woman to wear hijab, it's an insult to those women who believe in hijab. And as I said, we have a long way to go. So we need to empower women and influence on the policymakers, especially the moderate MPs in Iran, which they promise they're going to open up the society and they're going to respect women's rights as well. So my goal is just giving voice to those women and get the attention of policymakers inside Iran and the female politicians outside Iran who visit my country.
In one of your Facebook videos, you draw a comparison between slavery and the compulsory headscarf, the hijab. Don't you think this is a bit too extreme?
The government of Iran always, when you challenge them about compulsory hijab, they would say that hijab is required by law. And a law is a law and you have to respect the law. I want to remind them that slavery used to be legal. If no one objected against slavery, then nowadays, African American could have slaves in the world. Or the Islamic Republic of Iran, they overthrew the regime, the Shah's regime. So they protested against the law. And especially when they're having a negotiation with the West, we were all against the sanction, which was legal sanction. The decision was made by the United Nations. But we were strong enough to protest against this legal decision, and we were strong enough to talk against sanction. So now the Islamic Republic of Iran, they applied sanction on their own people when, they do not allow a 7-year-old girl to be her true self, and they force women to wear headscarf. It's a bad law. It's a discriminatory law. And they cannot say that you have to respect the law. That's why I compare this to slavery, and I want to remind them that in history, there are a lot of laws which we have to break them. We have to challenge them. If you say that law is law and we have to respect the law, then change will not come to any society in the world.
You are living in exile at the moment in New York City. What has to change in Iran until you can go back, or you want to go back to your home country?
I want to go back right now in my homeland. I never see myself staying outside of Iran for my whole life. I want to go back to my own country. I want to walk shoulder to shoulder with my mother who wears hijab and be free and have the same freedom as she does. So when the government of Iran always say that Masih Alinejad lives outside Iran and she doesn't have any clue of the Iranian inside Iran, it breaks my heart, because I receive a lot of pictures and videos from women inside Iran. If they stop sending photos, or if those people who sending their videos to me kept silent, then I'm going to keep silent. My duty is just give them a platform. I'm talking about those women who exist in Iran. And I myself, when I was in Iran, I exposed the corruption in Iranian parliament. They expelled me from Iranian, Majlis. And When I was criticizing the MPs in Iranian parliament, the first thing that they point out is about your sexuality. When I was criticizing about politics, the MP was telling me that you have to cover your hair first and then ask your question. So you see, being a political journalist, being a teacher, being anyone in Iran, that means first thing, you have to cover your hair as a woman. So for me, I have been suffering from not having freedom of choice inside Iran as well. So now I live outside Iran, and I have the opportunity to be the voice of those people who live inside Iran, who exist in Iran, and who fight against compulsory hijab in their daily life, every day. I can give them a platform. So according to the police of Iran, within a year, 3.6 million women were stopped in public. 18,000 of these women were sent to the court. Why? Because they were not wearing a proper Islamic hijab. And these women do not have any platform inside Iran to talk, to protest against compulsory hijab. These women, if they say no to compulsory hijab, they won't be allowed to go to school from the age of 7. These women won't be allowed to get a job, to get an education, to live in their own country. So for me, I live outside Iran. And I'm not going to get arrested by the morality police, but I'm sure these women who send their pictures, they are mature enough and they know that they put themselves in danger. But this is the only way after 38 years to break the censorship and to be heard.
The Washington Post just published an article about your campaign and your problem being misunderstood as anti-Islamic. What exactly is the problem, and how is the atmosphere changing right now in the USA?
You know, in United States of America, now because of Donald Trump campaigns, my message has been misunderstood. And people think that if I talk about compulsory hijab, I am against Islam and I'm against hijab. And because of the atmosphere in United States of America, they don't want to even touch the sensitive issue. They say this is a cultural issue. And they rather be seen nice, open-minded, and standing with minority in United States rather than saying, you know, that we are against compulsory hijab because they think they're going to create or promote Islamophobia. And I always, you know, get this question, am I against Islam? And my response is just simple. In Islamic Republic of Iran, this is not me against Islam or those women who are fighting against compulsory. They don't have anything to do with Islam. But this is Islam in my country, which is against me and all these women from the age of 7. I won't be allowed to get an education without getting permission from my father. But you think after getting married, it's going to be solved? No. After marriage, you have to get a permission from your husband if you want to travel abroad, if you want to get a passport. In my country, in Islamic Republic of Iran, you won't be allowed to be a judge as a woman. You won't be allowed to be a president. You won't be allowed to sing solo. You won't be allowed to show your hair. This hair can scare the government of Iran. So in Iran, the custody of child goes to the men after getting divorced. All the restrictive laws supporting men. So this is not us against against Islam. This is Islamic laws against women. So when we have to make a decision, if we talk against these Islamic restrictive laws, people think that we are promoting Islamophobia. But if we do not talk about this, then we have to forget about our own identity. See, in England, Theresa May is in power. In Germany, Angela Merkel. In United States of America, Hillary Clinton is fighting for presidency. This is the world. Women in the world are running for leadership. But in my country, the clerics, the government, they think if you show your hair, all the rivers can get dry. They don't even allow the women of Iran who got already more than 60% of university places to choose what they want to wear. This is disgusting in 21st century. And if we talk against Islamic restrictive laws, that doesn't mean that we are promoting Islamophobia. This is Islamic Republic of Iran who caused Islamophobia, and we have to condemn all they have been doing against women.